So, today is the 31st of January, and on this day in 1999, the first episode of Family Guy aired. Apparently it attracted about 22 million viewers, and it's become a staple of American cultural life. I feel that Peter Griffin kind of mirrors Homer Simpson in the way that he's a cultural icon of what it means to be an American. So I tried my very hardest to base myself as a relatively new teenage American on both of those two guys. But today we're talking about Peter Griffin, and he's from the fictional town of Quahog in Rhode Island. I know there's no such town. I do know some people in Rhode Island. There's a little call out to Scott and Beth and Eva and Aaron and Ali and their kids, and I've never been there. I'm sure it's just like it's depicted in Family Guy. But in any case, I really felt that it was worth celebrating. I didn't even know about Family Guy when it came out. In fact, I got a card when I first moved here. It was years ago, and it was one of those cards you open up and then a voice comes out. It was this character on the front who apparently his name was Stewie, as I later found out. And he says something along the lines of, "Oh mother, I come bearing a gift. I'll give you a hint. It's in my diaper and it's not a toaster." Yes, because one of the characters in there has a British accent, this little demonic child called Stewie. Anyway, it turns out that after I binge watched Simpsons for a long time, obviously trying to find my place in this new American world that I've been living in for 20 years, it turns out that then I started watching Family Guy relatively recently, and I've been binge watching it. So that's why really I'm going to celebrate Family Guy and everything it stands for. Here it is, 24 years later, 25 years later, actually 25 years, a quarter of a century. It's funny, it's rude, it's irreverent, it's worth celebrating actually. And so let's make this cocktail. It's one I found called a Rhode Island Red, and I don't know why it's red. I mean, they're not like the Simpsons who are yellow. They're not red. They're I guess mostly pink, not Cleveland, but they're all, there's nothing red about them. So I don't know what that means. Is it a red state? I don't even know if Rhode Island is a red state. I'm a political scientist. I don't even know that. I'm assuming it's a blue state, but I don't even know. It doesn't really matter. I mean, here it is. Let's just go for this cocktail. Relatively straightforward, quite tasty and delicious actually. It's one that you can kind of drink anytime. I think it'd be a good brunch time drink. It's kind of 9 o'clock at night here, so I don't know, it's still appropriate enough. And here we go. First ingredient, reposado tequila. I got some Herradura right here. 2 ounces of that into an ice-filled shaker. Next ingredient, and this is what makes it red, is some not Chambord, because I don't have that. I have Monet, Chateau Monet. It is a black raspberry liqueur, and black raspberry, but it's actually red. That's kind of tricky, isn't it? I mean, I guess it's better than blue raspberry. We need a ½ ounce of that, like so. Next ingredient, some agave syrup. I do like this. It's so sweet. You don't want to overdo it at all because it sort of overpowers if you do. But again, ½ ounce of that. We're going to balance that with some freshly squeezed lemon juice. Yes, it is freshly squeezed. I didn't use a bottle. I've got real lemons here. You can trust me. We want 3/4 ounce of that. Like so. Here it is. We next need some orange bitters. Just a dash of that. We are going to shake this puppy up. And then we're going to pour it into a Collins glass. And unlike yesterday when I used, the glass was too big, so it turns out the cocktail was too small for it. I'm using a smaller Collins glass. Actually, this is one from a badminton tournament that I ran back in 2016. It's the 2016 Lentil City Badminton Tournament. You can probably see that there. It's actually the right size. So maybe that'll make for an even more satisfying drink than the one I did yesterday, which was still satisfying, by the way. It's delicious. We'll pour this into here. And you know what's interesting? This isn't a very red drink. They call this, I don't know why it's called the Red. There was no explanation or anything, but that's okay. And then we top this up with ginger beer. I use Reed's ginger beer. It's nice and spicy. It's not expensive. You can get it in Walmart or somewhere like that. And we're just going to top up this drink with that. There we go. Ooh, fizzy stuff. I guess it is kind of red. It's more of a pink color really, but I guess if you had to call it anything, red, why not? While that is settling, I am going to do, this calls for 2 twists of citrus, of both lime and lemon. Let's get my lime one right there. Give that a twist. Put it in there. Lemon too. My citrus is not super fresh. I've got to admit it. It's been sitting in the fridge for a while. Twist that. Turn that around like that. Put that in there. Little bit more ginger beer. I think that looks quite nice. It looks refreshing. It smells great and gingery. We'll take our little paper straw, give it a little stir like that. And there we go. That's what we got. And actually, no, let's see what we've got. Oh, that is super refreshing. I am 100% sure that Peter Griffin would not drink this. He'd go and drink a Pecatorni beer or whatever it is where he works. But whatever, this is great. Cheers.